Good evening, folks, and welcome to the War Party Paranormal Radio Show, where we will discuss all things paranormal. Hear firsthand eyewitness accounts from fellow team members and special guests. Now, for lead investigator and your host, Eric Vanderlaan, and co-host, Michael Del Toro.
What is up, my paranormal people? It's been a while. It seems like forever. We were off last Monday because of Labor Day, but we're back.
We're back.
We are. And my name is Eric Vanderlaan. I'm the host of War Party Paranormal Radio Show and the team leader of War Party Paranormal Research. And Mr. Birthday Boy over here.
What's up, guys? My name is Mike Del Toro. I'm a case manager, tech specialist, and investigator with War Party Paranormal, and I'm your co-host. We're going to have an awesome show for you guys tonight, and I'm going to let Eric tell you what we're getting into.
Yeah, so I miss everybody. I'm glad to be back. But yeah, we got a real good show tonight. We're going to be talking about a recent investigation, not recent, but a bunch of evidence we've gotten at a place that we go quite often. It's at the Old Davie Schoolhouse Museum. And it's not the school because they have other buildings that are historical buildings that were moved to their property and they restored them. So they're historical homes now. And both of them are haunted. I don't know, maybe a few months ago, we did the Viele house that's on the property, super haunted. And tonight, we're going to do the Walsh-Osterhoudt Walsh-Osterhoudt House.
You know, most of these older, historic homes, they have the two last names of the residents that lived there longest, like the first, and then so it was originally occupied by the Walshes, and then later on the Osterhoudt. I think it's very hard to
say that like 5 times real fast. I won't be doing that.
We're just going to call it the Walsh House.
Right.
Easier to say.
Yeah, the Walsh. We'll go with the first name. The original owners. And now these houses, like this house was maybe like, I don't know, a half a mile from the school. And so was the Viele house. So all those people knew each other. So they were connected back then. And the afterlife is still connected there. So it's pretty interesting. We've gotten some amazing evidence. So I'm not going to waste any more time. And we got a little intro that I put together. And this is with the education director, Kim. Thank you, Kim, for everything. She's always bringing us over to investigate. So we thank the Old Davie Schoolhouse Museum. So let's go with the intro, if I can find it.
I moved it to the top.
I don't see it.
It's right here. I'll play it.
Okay, play it.
It was built in 1914 and was a catalog home. So you would go through a magazine and pick out the style house that you wanted, and they shipped it to you in parts to be built. The Walsh family ordered this one from the Aladdin Company, and the house cost $839. And they sent you everything, like the floorboards, the windows, the doorknobs, everything that you needed for your house, except building it and the land to put it on was included. It was built by Charles and Katherine Walsh. They moved here in 1914 and started Wacico Groves, which stands for Walsh Citrus Group. Charles started one of the first orange groves. He was kind of the first one to gamble on it. People thought he was crazy, and they saw how very successful it was, and so they came in and started with citrus as well. He was very involved in politics in Iowa, where they originally were from. And Katherine was very involved in the women's clubs. Here, she started the women's club in Davie, in Fort Lauderdale. The women's suffrage group, the temperance group, which is for prohibition. Very involved in all the community activities. Charles and Katherine both passed away in 1932. This is the one real sad story that we have. Katherine was on her way to a women's club meeting in Fort Lauderdale and was unfortunately hit by a train. Her car killed instantly. Charles passed away from a stroke 2 months later in his home. I assume from heartbreak, when you've been together that long, it's hard to live without your partner. The last family to live there is Betty and Bud Osterhoudt, who purchased the home in 1958. And Miss Betty was a teacher here at the school. She taught 1st and 2nd grade. We had picked up Miss Betty. We asked once, were you a teacher here? It said yes. We asked, what did you teach? And it said 2nd. It's pretty cool. One of the things that we've talked about too with finding spirits is that sometimes they come attached to some of the things that have been donated here. So we pick up all different kinds of things like that.
Yeah, cool. So, yep. How'd I do on that one?
That was great.
I threw a little change up in there. Did you notice that?
Yep.
Got a little over dramatic with the train crash, but that's the best picture I could find. Like around that period. But anyway. But yeah, so like tonight we're gonna have 2 special guests that've been here before, and they're our team members. And to tell you the truth, like out of those 3 locations there on that property, I investigated the Walsh house probably the least, because the Viele house has been so like crazy active. Like I never want to leave that place. But lately the Walsh has been like pretty active now.
It's real. It seems like it's real hit or miss, right? Like sometimes we'll go there and it's super active, and sometimes we'll go there and it's not. Where but yeah, I agree. I'm with you. I haven't spent a whole lot of time in that location. I spent a lot of time in the Viele house, but the times that I did spend there, when we did get activity, it was pretty substantial.
Justin T in the house. What's up, Justin?
What's up, dude?
All right, so let's bring our amigos on. We'll start with the rock star first. Well, they're both rock stars. Here we go. What's up?
What up?
What up, Ernesto?
What's up, everybody?
By the way, get your video content music right over here.
Yeah, no, for sure. Tell them who you are and what you do.
So I'm Ernesto. I've been with the team for maybe a little over a year, maybe 2 years. I can't remember too much, but I basically write a lot of the music for these guys and war party videos and whatnot. And I've been going out on investigations with them for quite some time now, having a good time, getting some really good evidence. And it's just been a blast. And now I'm here talking to you guys. So thanks for having me, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. And
real
like
quick,
I said, I put his website down there, ticking across the bottom. You are in a band with your wife, Modern Mimes.
Yep, Modern Mimes. Check it out, modernmimes.com. Again, we do a lot of the music for these guys and some of the war party stuff, videos. We are going on tour in literally like 4 days. So I'll be gone for a while and I'll miss you guys. I won't be able to investigate, but I will be back in time for our investigation at Gold Coast Railroad Museum.
So I like your shirt.
Looking forward to that.
Yep,
for sure. Yeah. Hell yeah.
And I just want to give a shout out to, I see a new guest here, RPT, Real Paranormal Team. And yeah, welcome to the show. And we've been to Waverly Hills several times. One of our favorite places. All right. So rock star number 2. Here we go.
It's me. Hello, friends. This is Joe, and happy to be back.
What's up, dude?
How you doing?
What's up, hey, killer, good job, man, on the last couple episodes of your podcast. I want to say that just right here in front of everybody and let you know they were, and I'm not just saying that because you're a friend of mine and a co-team member. I mean, they were really epic stuff, very engaging, and learned a lot, and it was really good, man. Good job.
I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the love I've gotten so far, and everybody who's been listening. And just keep checking it out. I got a lot more stuff coming, and I'm really enjoying digging into the research and learning a lot of stuff that I didn't know. Some of the stuff I knew about, but not as in depth as I've been getting into. So it's been pretty awesome to dig into that.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, just like before with Ernesto, I dropped these website down there on the bottom of the ticker. Check it out. That'll bring you all his episodes. Now let's get started.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. So, well, I've been going here like for quite a while, and these guys have been here quite often. So let's start with El Puma. I want to hear from El Puma. What were your first thoughts when you first investigated this place? Because you're so sensitive. Tell us.
this is probably the house that I spend the most time in. I've learned that I have made such a connection in this house. That I have like a little joke about one of the spirits there, Margaret, as my girlfriend. That's why. So yeah, like
We got a clip about her too.
oh, she's, it's insane because it's not just Margaret. There's several. There's a couple children's spirits. There's a couple different males, especially one that likes to travel between multiple houses.
Yeah.
We spoke about him before, Mr.
Right.
Joseph.
We got some
Paul
unusual
Hammer.
things to tell you. Yep.
Yeah. So
Not MC Hammer. Ain't
no,
Hammer
not
time.
MC Hammer.
Can't touch
But
this.
yeah, I me personally, the Walsh house is my favorite out of the two. I mean, we get really good stuff in both houses and in all three, in the school as well. But man, the for me personally, the Walsh house, I feel that I have such a connection with the spirits there that it's mind blowing every time. Like that they know you by name.
Yeah. They haven't. My name hasn't been called out in there though.
Yeah, but it's been
Very
called
unusual.
out literally everywhere else.
I know.
Yeah.
But we need to make it happen. We need to make that happen.
Oh, good. Come and hang out with me. I'll introduce you to
We're
to
going
my
back
friends.
Yeah. We'll be
Introduce me
having
to
an
your-
event there soon for you local
Yeah.
people. You can come experience it yourself. But so the weirdest thing that ever happened in this house is we've gotten evidence of a spirit that goes between the houses. And when those houses were originally built, he lived just down the street. And then the hurricane came in the 1920s and destroyed his home. And he ended up living with one of the families. His name is Paul Hammer. And we've gotten evidence of Paul a lot in the Viele house because he spent time there. But the Viele house is also like a half a mile away from the Walsh house.
And like Eric said before, they were all friends. You know, they all knew each other.
Yeah.
There was only like a
Mhm.
couple houses here.
they were in the orange groves.
And
Citrus.
I think it was mentioned in the clip earlier with Kim talking about the history of it. But one of the last residences of the house was actually a school teacher at the Old Davie Schoolhouse.
Yeah.
And after the school closed down, she actually did a lot of work, part of
Betty
like, preservation.
Osterhoudt. How do you
I
say
believe,
it again?
yes, I think that's her name.
Osterhoudt.
Osterhoudt.
Yeah, Betty.
Betty. Yeah.
She did a lot of work with with the city to try to make this a historical landmark and succeeded, and did a lot of work, a lot of volunteer work even after school. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool to have that.
Yep. And
full
Mrs.
circle.
Walsh, she was part of the women's club in Fort Lauderdale, another place
Right.
where we investigated at
Mhm.
the history of Fort Lauderdale. And she was involved in government things. And actually, Mr. Walsh was a politician from Chicago. So the cool thing is that we've gotten evidence of this spirit named Paul Hammer that goes back and forth between the house. And the first time we noticed that, I was with JP, and he was at the Walsh house, and I was at the Viele house, and he was communicating with Paul. And then he came over to hang out with us up in the attic. And then I'm right there, like getting EVPs, communicating with Paul. I mean, to the point where like we got an EVP of his name, Paul. On the obvious, we got his last name, Hammer. Like, how many times do you get Hammer on an Ovilus? And so JP came over and he saw all this happening. He's like, "Oh my God, you guys are getting Paul," and we were just getting him as well. So I'm gonna play a little clip of that.
He was getting Paul.
Yeah, and he kept sitting in the chair on that
Yeah, on
thing,
the
and he was
SLS.
reaching towards me. Every time I go by it, he'd show up and reach towards
That's
me.
crazy. You guys were getting Paul over here.
Yeah.
Do we have 4 young people?
Yeah.
He said, "I am God."
That was awesome.
Okay. Did he say I am?
That's crazy.
Paul Hammer has a
Right.
bit of a complex on him.
Oh yeah, he had like, he was a little bit like sarcastically, but sort of like in a smart ass way. But you can tell like it's his personality, and it's just cool. Like all the stuff we picked up on while Kim, the education director, was there. Like we asked what instrument it played, and I'm
If
gonna
you
get
say
it
the
right.
clarinet,
I'm gonna get it right. The French horn, and so that picture you saw Paul holding the French horn, Kim, the director there, like whips it out, and she's like, "Look, this is Paul Hammer with the French horn." So that was like, I don't know, that's mind blowing. That's all you want. So when you're getting evidence, all you want to get is evidence that relates to the history, because you're just confirming things that are happening there. So
yeah, and
that's how we do.
Real quick, for the people that are listening, like we didn't know about Paul. We didn't know his existence. We didn't know anything about him. We didn't even know he, we just started getting the name Paul, and then we happened to start getting Hammer, and then we went to Kim, and we're like, what is he? We thought like, we didn't know Hammer was his last name. I thought I'm like, did you get killed with a hammer? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And we went to Kim, the educational director and historian, and we said like, this is the information that we're getting. And her jaw just dropped and was like, what? There was a guy named Paul Hammer that was, lived here for a while. So wow.
The next clip I'm going to show, I got evidence of Paul in the Walsh house next door. And before, we were under the impression that since Paul was staying at the Viele house, that some type of romantic affair was going on with Mrs. Viele, who was older than he was, because he was friends with her son. But it ended up being false. She was more like a mom to him. And I got evidence of that too. And hola, Shams.
Hi, Shams.
Obrigado. I don't know what it means, but it sounds good.
It means thanks.
Brazilian.
Sounds delicious.
I don't know. It's the first thing that popped in my head. But let's check this video out. Okay, Paul, we apologize. We didn't understand. We know that you were friends with
Helen Viele.
and so she was like a mom to you. That's why you love her. Is that correct? Yeah, I love her. Play it again. That was pretty cool.
That was cool.
Man, that was awesome, dude.
That was awesome.
Clear one.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? Like, who gets that?
We do.
I love it.
Yeah, we do. We actually do, yeah. So, Ernesto, you've probably been in the Walsh a handful of times. What was your first impression or a memorable moment at that location?
Basically, everything that that Joe said was pretty spot on. I mean, there are a few places where I get that feeling, that static feeling, and the Walsh house is definitely one of them. Especially like in that like kitchen kind of area. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
There's times where the last time I was there, I believe it was Joe, me, and Armando, and I could swear that it was just extra misty. Like at one moment, it just got super misty in an area, and then it just kind of stopped. I don't know if it was my eyes playing tricks on me, but I remember that being very significant. And of course, I was with Joe when he got Margaret talking to him, his girlfriend and whatnot. Also, I definitely think there are maybe more than two male spirits, but there's definitely one that's very angry. And he seems to be very vocal. And I don't know. I don't think we've gotten his name, but it could be Paul Hammer. So I don't know. But really cool place, man. I really enjoy going there.
Yeah, and I know that Kim mentioned it in the little intro that we played. But when you're in the back by the kitchen, I guess it would be the dining area. There's all kinds of antiques. Like
that's where I was going to go.
Rows and rows and rows
Who knows
antiques
what's
and, like,
attached to those things?
exactly. And these have been donated and brought in, and there's like sewing machines and trinkets and all kinds of stuff. And
Yeah.
there's like
Cameras.
a lot of,
It was in that intro clip.
yeah, it was in the intro. Yep. And so do you
And it's
believe,
not,
Eric?
and not that just that room. Then you got that music room that has the piano, all these different types of pianos and record players and old style radios from like the 1920s. Like we've gotten EVPs in there, but the one thing I want to go back to is, okay, so we were getting a lot of love. Like, Paul loves Mrs. Walsh, but a motherly type of love. But our Mr. Puma guy here experienced another kind of love.
He gets all the love.
He gets all the love because he gets the free hugs out.
It's my animal magnetism, I believe.
Yeah. It's that Puma on the prowl. Very stealth.
Very stealth.
Yes, sir.
Hide your ghost girl.
Exactly.
Coming.
So Joe, you know which video I'm coming up with, right? Was that your first time there investigating? Or it was like
I think yeah, because I had gone to Davie a couple times before that, but I had only really gone into the schoolhouse and to the Viele house at that point. And then from this moment on, I was like, anytime it was like, hey, where do you want to go? And I'm like, I'm going to the Walsh house. Like, this is my house. Like, that's it. And it all started from this clip because I've been able to build literally a relationship with this one spirit because of that. And I think it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. You got to relate. We all got a pretty good relationship too, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bro, didn't you see a light? Wasn't that last time we were there? You saw like a quick flash of a light, and we thought it was your flashlight, but it wasn't.
No, I had my like everybody has seen on TV, like the flashlight thing on its side, and like you're supposed to unscrew it and let it. This is not what this was. This is my heavy duty click in the back to turn on the thing, high powered flashlight, and I just had it sitting on a table but facing up towards the ceiling.
As like a lantern.
Correct. So it's Ernesto, Armando, and myself were in the back dining room right next to the kitchen. And at this point, it was in between people, going around. Actually, I don't even think people had even walked into the house at this point yet. I think they were still doing the presentation.
Yeah.
And it was this, I charge everything before. I have backup batteries. I have everything fully charged. And on two separate occasions, we saw something literally block out the light. Like if they were like passing in front of it, but we could see it from the angle where we were sitting at that table. Like you could see into the hallway, and it was like, oh man, like something just blocked it out. And we started asking it, can you do it again? And sure as hell, it did it again, almost on command.
Within a few minutes too, we kept hearing footsteps upstairs. Like
right,
we were kind of trying to keep it correlated. You know what I mean?
Well, that's things we were asking too. Is like, where do you want us to go? We got an EVP that said upstairs and then we stayed quiet, and then you could hear walking, like full pacing, right above our head.
Next time we gotta leave like cameras rolling the whole time.
Oh, yeah. I have two full spectrum cameras. I had them both. I had one in the music room when you walk into the house to the left, facing towards the stairs, because I had my crosshair on the stairs because I wanted to see if I picked up anything moving, going up and down the stairs, because that's something that we get also in that house.
I don't feel anything negative in there though.
I think that there is one darker entity. I think it's human. I think it's a human entity, but is very angry because our co-investigators Amaris and Ryan, for as good energy as that house is, they both get
something happened to you, right? Back
to all of us.
Yeah. Can you tell people what happened?
Well, what happened to me? I haven't had.
It hit you hard, didn't it?
I got hit hard after an Estes session in there, that I had to walk out and catch my breath. In the house next door, in the Viele house, I was with Ernesto and Armando. We left. We went to take a walk over next door, and I actually got choked.
Okay.
in one of the rooms in the Viele house.
But didn't something happen with you, Amaris and Ryan at the Walsh house? Like
No,
I
it
wasn't
happened.
there.
It happened with Amaris and Ryan. That Ryan, you could just see his face like just change demeanor, and he just
Hmm.
started getting like angry out of nowhere. And then Amaris started getting like really emotional. So I was like, "Hey guys, I think you need to step outside.
Yeah.
Let's go take a walk." So we had to go out, and we had to walk out almost between the walls because it's a huge parking lot in between the school
Yeah.
and the house.
Right.
So we had to walk a good ways away from the house for them to like clear
And
themselves
Amaris and
out.
Ryan are a couple. They're like a young couple that are on
Yeah,
our team.
they're a
I
young
mean, I haven't
couple,
seen them for a
really
while.
cool.
I think they're like, I know Amaris is very sensitive.
Yeah,
Eh,
I believe that Ryan is very sensitive as well.
Yeah. That
And
might have been too much.
it's it's a lot when you get. I mean, I've had several times that that we're doing stuff and I get hit with just emotion and I can't control myself. But what happened to them? Like Ryan literally took on like something. It seemed more like a psychic attack,
Uh-huh.
as what I could explain it as. He got affected so negatively and got so angry. It was like literally like a light switch.
And you know what? Ryan, I've investigated with them, Ryan and Amaris, multiple times, and he is like the calmest, nicest,
Yeah, very quiet,
quietest
very nice,
younger
polite.
fella. He's awesome. He's very,
They're like in
very
their early
calm.
20s. They're probably
Yeah.
like 21,
I don't think
22.
I've ever seen him get upset or angry or anything ever.
Mhm.
And I think that even on both of those situations, we've had to even do. I mean, we all do our own little form of protection and all that, and they do
Yeah.
as well. But I think that was one of the nights definitely that we ended up having to even you know do a
It,
sage blessing with them after the fact.
yeah.
Was that, and
And
that was in the Viele house?
Always got to
no,
sage your
this was at the
ass.
Walsh
Oh, the
house.
Walsh. Okay.
This
Yeah.
was at the Walsh house. Yeah.
I know I should do it more than I never do it, but I should be doing it. But anyway, Mike, that video you just recently updated, is that night with Joe that Joe was talking about, or Joe? The one you just sent us?
That video was last year right before Halloween. We had like a 2-day event. I think it was like a Friday.
Is that when that
Saturday.
incident happened with them?
That happened to him on
On a different night?
on the Saturday on that night but it
Oh,
was
The
okay.
same night,
but
same
it,
night in
right
the clip.
but it
Okay,
was after this exchange. I
So
mean, this is
I'm gonna go to this clip and then we'll go to your ghost love of your life to like cheer things up after. Here we go.
His boo.
my
Yeah.
boo.
It's boo. Oops, that's the wrong one.
Oops.
That's going to be
Here
the
we
new
go.
catchphrase.
I know. I just wanted to play Modern Mimes again. That's why.
Hell yeah.
Right there. Oh, that way.
Me.
Do you remember me?
Joe.
Hi, I'm back. Thank you for saying. Can you say hello? Is this Margaret?
I'm here.
Did you miss me?
Hi.
Hello, Margaret. I missed you.
Stay.
How long do you want me to stay? You want me to stay an hour? You want me to stay a day? You want Joe to live in your house? Katie's my wife who was here last week with us. While we were talking to Margaret. Are you upset about Katie?
No.
So real
That's your
quick, guys, I want to. It was a little hard to hear, but for the people that were listening on the KGRA digital broadcasting side of things that are not watching us on the video, Amaris was doing the Estes method where she had a blindfold over her eyes and headphones connected to a spirit box, and she's just repeating what she hears. Why Joe and Ryan ask some questions, and then Joe's going to kind of tell us a little bit about what was going on there.
Yeah, so this is just a clip of a probably 25-minute long session. I don't think that, I think 20 minutes, between 20 and 30 minutes is plenty of time to be doing this, to go under, especially if you are sensitive and you do make that connection. Because you're just opening up yourself. So at this point in the night, this was maybe about 10, 15 minutes in, Margaret decided to come in. This was her, I could feel that the energy had shifted. And so we start communicating. She asked me to stay in the house. And then when I'm asking her how long, she comes up with the name Katie. Katie is my wife's name. And we were there the week before.
Square foot bar, been here since.
We were there the week before, doing another investigation that Katie went with me, and she spent some time with me inside the Walsh house.
So they were almost asking, like, you think, like, where's Katie? Yeah, where's Katie? Like, you're here. Where's Katie? And that's like it was cut off at the end of this thing because she's like, it's like, where's Katie? And I'm like, oh, she couldn't make it this time. Like, do you want her to come back? And she says yes. So after that, in the full video, it seems that somebody else came through at the time. And again, like during these videos, you could tell, especially when I do it, I like to give the inflection when I'm saying when a different spirit comes through, just to kind of show you that, okay, there's something's changing up. And sometimes I'll even call it out. Like there's somebody new that's coming in. But after that part, Amaris, you could tell like somebody new came through, and then we started communication because it started getting a little nastier after that, more get outs and, who the hell are you? And, stuff like that. So
it's crazy,
really
man.
cool. Yeah.
So on a lighter shade of things, I wonder if like maybe the next clip I'm going to show, maybe it's the same spirit, but it's just like, trying to make it seem nice, but it's really not. We don't know. What do you think? Right? That's something that is how do you feel? Impossible to tell.
I think it's two different spirits coming through on the next clip.
Okay. So here we go.
Yeah.
This is like one of my favorites, by the way. Here we go. This is great.
All right. Time for the tough questions.
Daddy.
Yes, Mama. Now you have my attention. Let me get my wife to come.
I'm sending her a clip right now.
Sorry, babe. I got another woman here. I'm gonna have my Ghostbusters moment. Who said daddy? Who said daddy? No, you didn't say that.
Me.
What's your name?
Margaret.
And
yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But and there's two other little parts there because I see you edited this version of it. I've listened to this clip 100 times. I've slowed it down. I've sped it up, and my name is called out on it 2 separate occasions. And then there's actually over when I'm talking, I'm cracking a joke about my wife, about don't tell my wife. There is actually a voice that says, "Don't make fun of me," that comes through there, which is
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's just more showing how intelligent they are, and that they want to just come out and talk and just be known.
Especially when they know they can communicate. Oh, these people can talk to us.
Exactly.
But we're like about at that halfway point, and I think we're doing something special tonight.
Oh yeah.
What we doing?
We're doing something special. So we're gonna find a winner tonight.
So let's play the little commercial that we have, and then after that, Eric's gonna pull some names, and he's gonna pull a name, and they're gonna win a $50 gift card to the Ghost Hunter store. And then and then we're gonna be doing this monthly. So this poll that we're gonna do tonight was for everybody that entered last month, and then we're gonna be doing the same thing. So tonight, if you guys comment Walsh House in the comments, not in the live chat here, but actual comments to the War Party Paranormal YouTube channel of this episode, you'll be entered to win for the next month.
What's up, my paranormal peeps? I'm Eric Vanderlaan, and I'm the host of War Party Paranormal Radio, and also the team leader of War Party Paranormal Research. And we got an exciting announcement to let you guys know tonight, and it involves stuff like this, and my co-host is going to tell you all about it.
What's up, guys? I'm Mike Del Coro with War Party, obviously. We are a technical team, and we always have people ask us, where can we get equipment like this? Well, you can get it from the ghosthunterstore.com. We got a nice little sponsorship worked out with them. We're going to be doing some giveaways, so stay tuned. Very, very cool, and go check them out at theghosthunterstore.com.
Peace.
Ernesto, that's your favorite part, right? When I say very, very cool.
Can't get enough of it. Can't get enough of it.
But you sound very Cuban there. Very, very cool, man.
Very, very cool.
Very, very cool.
Que eso?
When you don't, when you forget your script, that's probably one of the best things to say. Just
Very, very cool.
And after that, everything's good.
Everything's very cool.
Good
Absolutely.
Job.
Fantastic.
We didn't have a script.
Fantastic.
We just rolled with it, right?
Just do it.
Oh, yeah.
We just did it.
Chicken quesadillas.
All right. Well.
Yes.
All right, let's do it. So who's going to win the $50?
All right. So nothing fancy here. I'm just putting in the hat.
Wait, what hat is that? Oh,
I got to.
What is
I'm
it?
not a. I'm a Gator, but
enemies.
I support my daughter. She's
There you go.
Florida State
Okay.
Seminole. But anyway, I got a few
That's how
names
you get away
here.
with it.
I'll let it slide.
Pick a good one.
Alright.
Uh,
I will. All right.
Literally pulling it out of a hat.
Who's the wiener?
And the winner is. I don't know if you can see this.
Nope.
Nope.
Dang it.
Read it.
We believe you.
Oh. There it is, right? See it?
Yeah, kind
Back
of.
up just a little.
Ghost.
Ghost Vector.
Ghost Vexer. All
Actually, he's
right.
going to be in Virginia City.
Cool.
So-
Now he could get some new gear and show it off in Virginia City. But,
I
hey,
don't
look what
see him
want.
in. I don't see him in the chat, but
Tonight.
we'll reach
But
out
yeah,
to
we'll
him.
reach out to him. But that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
So what is
Very, very cool.
so what did Ghost Vector win behind curtain number 1?
So he's going to get a $50 gift card, gift card that we're going to email him or message him the code. And all you got to do is go to ghosthunterstore.com, pick out what you want, and throw that code in at the end when you check out, and you get $50 off. So also, guys, everybody that's listening right now,
You can still be a winner.
you can still be a winner for next
Yep.
month.
A winner.
And if you guys use the promo code Ghost Gone Wild, you'll get a discount
Not
on
Girls
any
Gone Wild, right?
Ghost Gone
Okay,
Wild.
so to make sure.
Sorry,
People, that's the first
Get my
thing that
mind
could pop in someone's head, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right. So back to our
Ghost
regular
Gone
schedule.
Wild.
Now
So
I'm gonna
anyway,
start off.
so we just love the people that watch our show and they're in the chat. So this is what we do for you. And tell all your friends about War Party Paranormal Radio Show and how they can watch it on YouTube, War Party Paranormal YouTube, and the KGRA Digital Broadcasting Network. And the Digital Broadcasting Network has other shows other than us. They have a MUFON show. They have a new paranormal show that's out too. That's coming out. They have Bishop Long. All kinds of people. So
yeah, they got some great shows on cryptids, UFOs, different things as well. And
check them out.
I want to give a good big shout out to Dan Tex, moderator in our comments here. He's killing it. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Dan.
All right, cool. So let's get back into it. Let's go. Let's get a fire clip. Let's get the crowd going here. Let's see what we got.
Right.
What we got.
All right. So, well, let's just start something with some curse language. Everyone likes that.
Yes.
A good old get the F out. Who doesn't like that, right?
Love it.
Love it.
All right, here we go.
See if you picked up anything here.
I like what you think it's funny.
I don't.
Anything welcome. What about sewing machine? Start up a conversation. Go ahead and speak into these devices on the table, and we're just going to let you speak. Anything welcome.
Exactly, right? You felt it.
Conversation.
One sec.
Speak into these devices on the table, and we're just going to let you speak. Anything welcome. What about
Man,
that was like
green.
with emphasis. It was like get the
Emphasis?
F out.
Emphasis.
The emphasis.
Very, very cool.
Sorry.
Very, very
I
cool.
love it.
Which one of you is doing that?
Like
that'd be
music too. There you go.
Fun with new toys.
Yeah. I don't curse much, so it's hard for me to curse. So that's all I'm saying.
You curse quite a bit.
I curse like a sailor.
So yeah.
Moving right along.
So anyway, that's the same dining area where all this activity is happening. It's been happening there for quite a while. So the same night, well, we were doing a ghost hunting event, and Mike, you remember that portal we did? Like, I gotta play the video, but it's really cool. We were like in that dining room, and then we had the portal running, and I'm pointing at the K2, and I'm like, and it's not going off; it's just on the green light, and I'm telling them, "What color is that?" And it says green, amongst other things. So I'm gonna play that one. And yeah, that's ghost.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, we're doing Ghost Gone Wilds to the ghost hunting store and all our programming. That's the theme. Ghost Gone Wild. Here we go.
Girls Gone Wild.
Yeah, that'll be another show.
They had done a tarot reading while they were asking you to
Ghost? Did you hear that?
That
was wild.
You're really cool.
So you know what's strange about that? Like, how are you gonna get that phrase on the radio station? It's like sweeping through the stations. Are you saying you're a ghost?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it just one person here that we can't see? Or are there more? What color is that light right there? What color are those two lights?
Are you playing music?
It said green a couple times.
Yeah, there was another green in the beginning that I forget to label, but that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that was
like
wild.
it's saying stuff directly to like what I'm asking them to do. What would have been really cool if they would have set off the lights and said green.
We were
then they would have
REM
to say red.
REM pod was going off a bunch too before.
Yeah, the REM, the tripwire, and to tell you the truth, I think those kids, I think it was just like the vibe of that like was triggering things that was happening, that we were getting that intelligent conversation with the spirit. Now, Joe, like, so you hear like two different things going on from the portal and from the EVP. Do you believe like those are the spirits that you're talking about? Maybe one's friendly, the other one's not.
I think there are a couple friendly ones.
But you think those? Do you feel like?
Yeah, if they're coming at you and talking to you like that, and giving you a direct response like that, those are the ones that usually come off as more friendly. The two females,
because I gotta get the F out, like
the children.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's what.
And I feel like we were talking to more than one spirit,
right?
In that same situation, because that was before we did the portal.
I feel that there's at least two males in the house that are for the house, and then Paul, who likes to come in and muck everything up. Because we've also had that during spirit box sessions, during portal sessions, that you hear like Paul's here, and then everything becomes like them back and forth to each other. So like they're aware of each other.
Yeah, and
they
you know what?
like,
that's funny because
it.
We've had that also where they're like, "Oh no, he's here,"
right?
And then it would just get quiet, right? And then we would start getting responses from Paul. So he kind of seems like the dominant spirit that's in that area between those houses.
The one
have you guys ever got his name or response in the school? Anybody?
I never heard anyone get his name.
Anybody in on our team that's in the chat? Have you ever got Paul in the school?
Armando and Jenny are here.
We get Paul in the attic too.
Yeah, a lot. That's like the most.
That's like his main spot. No.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what's weird is we get a lot of activity even in the bridal suite of the Walsh house, which is upstairs. Mm-hmm. And the bridal suite was an addition added on later. But we still tend to get activity there. And Eric even locked me in there one night by accident because the door locks from the outside. Not on the inside.
Said he always wanted to be locked in by yourself.
No, I did.
So, why
but I asked Kim, like, why is that? And she said because when the brides have their high heels on up there, they don't want them walking down the stairs and falling down the stairs. So they lock them in there and they have to come out the back there. But
Armando said they got Paul in the hallway of the classroom
and the Everglades
room. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. So he's floating around between all the three different locations in there.
He's sitting right next to me.
Hey Joe, that time that we were that we left from the Welsh house, we went over to the Viele house. Armando said that he couldn't go over there for some reason. Do you remember why that was? Remember he was like something happened last time I was here after I left.
Oh yeah, I remember
that.
He decided.
Armando had an incident basically that he had somebody follow him home.
That's not the only time. It happened to him a lot.
Yeah. I think he was driving home. Armando's in the chat, if you could correct me. I think this was the time he was driving home and he just kept seeing the shadows just darting out in front of his car.
I thought that was after History Fort Lauderdale.
No, I think that was another time as well. I brought a friend home the last time I was at the Viele house. Yeah. So, and that's why he had said it, that he's like, I'm not going next door. He's like, you guys want to go for it. I'm going to stay here. I won't go in that house without Jenny because Jenny does a lot of like protection stuff. So he, I personally, I think he made the right call. Like, if you're not feeling up to it, don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. That's one thing, that I like to stress. If you don't feel comfortable that's probably a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Trust your gut. You know, if you don't feel like going in there, or you feel
just
like you
when
walk
you're
outside.
staring at a cobra straight in the eye.
Yeah, exactly.
You ain't gonna feel comfortable.
If you don't feel comfortable, don't do it. Why?
Yeah. No,
so guys, real quick, everybody. So we got about 10 minutes left here on the KGRA digital broadcasting side of things, and we want to thank all our listeners. And shortly here, you're going to be moving on to your next scheduled programming. And we want to thank you for listening. If you do want to, we're probably going to roll over a little bit. If you want to stick around and watch some more and listen, you could jump on over to the YouTube here. And we appreciate you guys, and we appreciate KGRA Digital Broadcasting Network for hosting us live. And that's all I have for that.
Good job, bud.
You did that quite well. I think I'm going to let you take over that job.
It's very, very cool.
And thank you, KGRA, for letting us have a show here.
And thank you to all our listeners, you know, and everybody that's in the chat and engaging and all that fun stuff, you know, and we really appreciate you guys. And if you haven't and you're new here, because I see a couple of people that are new.
Thanks, Jade.
Before.
Thanks, Justin T.
Yeah, thank you. And if you guys wouldn't mind just smashing the like and subscribe if you haven't. And if you click that little notification bell next to the subscription button, it'll alert you when we're getting ready to drop more content. So appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
So Chanel has a question. Do you think the moons make a difference in our investigations, like more interactions or less? I sort of like it when it's dark, when there's like no moonlight, nothing for some reason. I don't know. For me, I feel like you can get better like film evidence because like full moons like cast shadows and things like that. So you can always like, you know, debunk it that way. But
I guess
in a way, like the feeling vibe of it, maybe the moon like stirs things up. So
have we investigated on a full moon? I don't know if we have or
not. Many times. I think we did Ortona once in the full moon.
And I think the night that we went to Aerojet was a full moon.
That was a crazy night too.
So then I'm gonna have to agree. Yes, full moon increases activity.
It does. Brings a lot of anger up.
But we've also had the opposite. We've also had it where it's, you know, it's just like Eric was saying, it's dark, it's not, you know, and activity has been wild. I mean, Riverside, for example.
Thank you, Eric.
Cemetery that we go to. We've been out there, and it's, you know, one of those like new moon cycles, and it was just freaking crazy, and everything just felt darker than usual. And obviously, you look up and not much going on.
That's a very good question. And you know what? To be honest with you, we investigate so often and have so many events that we're just going. Like, you know, kind of like when I fished for a living. Like
some of the events are scheduled purposely on a full moon.
Yeah,
these locations do that.
But what I'm saying is, like, when I used to fish, people would ask me, like, "Hey, did the moon affect?" I said, "It doesn't matter if it affects it or doesn't, because I'm going regardless." You know, when I was commercial fishing, so like when we go, but we should take kind of note of that, you know, a little bit more, and then kind of see if it really does, because we have found out using the EDI and things like that barometric pressure drops do amplify activity. But yeah, I would like to focus a little bit more on that. That's a really good question. Thank you for asking.
I think it'd be cool if we did like one night we'll do it at the same place, you know, full moon, and then like a couple days later, like kind of like, you know,
document the atmospheric conditions.
Oh, definitely. And I agree with Maria. Like during a full moon, that's when you get your most flowering from bud. But I don't know. I think that's based on science too. But
science,
bitch.
Weird science. Okay.
Bill Nye.
But I also want to go back to what Armando said, and I agree with him there. And he was telling me like a storm affects the activity as well. And oh yeah,
big time.
Never had a problem with that. So I totally agree.
And I think that falls in the same category as a barometric pressure dropping. You know, when you have a storm come through, the barometric pressure drops.
Yeah, you get more static, more EMF. It gives it more energy.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've witnessed that in many of the locations. I don't know if Ernesto was with me when it was storming at Belglade, when it was all that lightning.
No, but we were at Gold Coast when that
Oh yeah, we had that like little disturbance,
tropical storm.
Yeah, tropical storm, and I don't know, man. We got some good stuff right after that, so who knows?
Yeah, that was crazy scary because like I was worried about the equipment. We were filming for a little pilot that we were shooting, and we had like all our equipment on a picnic bench. Like it was like all of it, like everybody's everything.
And the rain's going sideways in the
rain. Yeah, the rain's is coming sideways. We're grabbing a tarp and trying to lay it over.
Just laying everything over.
Tim looked like Moses on the tablets.
His hair
like flying all over, or maybe like a
banshee.
No, what's the name of that model? Fabio, more like that, right? That's what I was thinking. With all the hair like blowing.
Nah, Fabio.
I don't know. I just like popped in my head for some reason. But we do have one more clip of evidence from the Walsh house, which is really cool. And this is with our co-founder, Scotty. And it's in a different. I just heard footsteps. Anyone
that was my cat.
home?
It was the cat.
I thought maybe getting some activity about some home. But anyway,
probably your dog.
You got a great EVP, and I don't know if it was you or me, but I think it was you. It was in the music room with Scotty, and
that was all of us. Yeah, we were all there,
and it was pretty cool what we got because we were in the music room. But you'll understand after I play this, so let's let it roll.
We got some more questions. What's your name? What's your favorite music?
Whoa, what was that?
We got some more questions. What's your name? What's your favorite music?
I don't know what that's saying.
There's a voice there, like a woman's voice.
And it's almost like it skips like really fast.
It does. They're voice activated.
It only play whatever it hears. You don't get silence.
What's your favorite music?
Something music. I don't play music.
Man, I remember that. So that was
music like that in there.
I was saying I'm bobbing my freaking head going on this.
I'm sorry.
I can't say a bad word.
Just got to give a shout out to my brother.
No. Real quick, I was gonna say because I remember that was not long ago, and yeah, we were having a little hard time figuring it out. But we could tell there was an EVP there. But when you played it back on here with the headphones on and everything, you could totally hear it. I can hear the music,
and it's a woman, and it's like I can hear the music. You know, it's like stresses the hear part.
Somebody in the chat put mummies love rap music, but they spelled rap W-R-A-P, for mummies getting rapped.
They're busting out dad jokes.
I love it. Good one.
There you go.
Good one.
That's funny.
I like it. I wish I would have written that. It's funny because I was watching that clip and it like right next to Scotty is like an old record player.
Yeah.
I wonder if that record player actually worked, and if you guys would have like actually made out the EVP, maybe you could have turned it on and played something if that was even possible. And then
we gotta do that next time.
No, but you know what we have done? What we have done in there is because there's one of the pianos that actually plays. So Amaris has sat down at the piano and played some keys. It's it's out of tune, but she's gone and played a little bit of music on the piano. And that's also ramped up activity. I mean, that's a big thing, especially in the spiritualism, playing music and all that like brings out a lot more of the spirits. So,
I'll bring my guitar next time.
No,
Mike, I'm gonna bring my clarinet.
Yeah, bring your clarinet.
You have a clarinet?
That was kind of like what we did at the
Aerojet.
We tried to steer up some stuff and we played some
death metal.
It
worked
in the room where there was satanic worship being done. Yep. And then we went and had the EDI temperature dropping to 666 right afterwards. And then it would go right back up to like 70 and then on command back to 666. Very, very crazy.
Yeah, when that happened, I was begging them to play Motley Crue "Shout Out the Devil," but they wouldn't do it.
You and the Motley Crue too. Showing your age.
You hear what Tommy Lee recently did?
No.
I'll tell you later. It's a little.
Okay. I know. I went to his concert and he couldn't play the whole concert because he cracked his rib.
Oh, you went to that?
Yeah, he played 2 songs and then he played "Home Sweet Home" on the piano, and he was pretty much out.
That sucks.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do?
I wish we could get like a huge name, like a huge rock star name, to go investigate with us somewhere that they've been.
Exactly. Does anyone in the chat know any rock stars? Oh, wait, you are.
Well, I mean, sure, but somebody else.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I mean? Be cool.
Tommy Lee.
I can tell you
Tommy
this.
Lee,
I've been to a lot of haunted freaking venues all over the United States, and I can literally list like 20 that I feel like we should all go, maybe do a live and just, road trip out there and check them out, dude. Because they're some of these places, like, without even really knowing much of the history, I'll feel something.
Well, we're working on that.
We need somebody to fund that for us. Come on, anybody out there listening that wants us to do that? Come on,
got that money.
We need to buy it.
You got that money? Put it in the chat.
Yeah, we need to start a patronage.
The $50 gift card ain't going to cut it for the road trip.
Just go to my OnlyFans and help me support.
We can do a pay-per-view. We'll have Ernesto do like pole dancing and stuff.
Dude, yes. I have an onlyfeet.com.
Feet.
I'm kidding. I don't.
I do. We're Googling it. I know.
Now, what were we talking about? I already forgot.
Sexy stuff.
This is why we can't be on this thing together, because we just talk crap and say dumb stuff.
Yeah. Too bad we can't get every single person in this chat like right here with us with all the windows. We have like 20 windows open.
Yep. So Walsh House.
That's what we were talking about.
A lot of activity, hit or miss. Something there.
More hit lately.
Is not too friendly, but there are some other friendly spirits there. And it's weird, because like I said, we do a public events. Our events are different than everybody else's. Like a lot of people host, like
you're investigating with us. You're not
with us. Yeah. We don't just like
participate.
Exactly. Like a lot of other places, a lot of other people.
We're not telling stories.
They pay you, you do a tour. They walk around and do a tour, and then they set you free and you go investigate. Like this is a little different. Like we are set up we split the team up and we go into the different houses, and then we have squads of guests come in, and then we'll do different stuff with them, interact with them, and do EVP sessions and see what we can get, or portal or whatever it is, what we got going on. And then another group will come. And what I've noticed at the Walsh House too is in between like groups, like we'll sit there and continue doing stuff to see what we capture or see what's going on. And it almost like, depending on the group of people that come in and their energy, it has a lot to do with if we pick up activity.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I think that's with any location. I mean, the energy you bring into it is the energy you're going to get out too.
I've noticed that too. Like we'll get certain things that will happen. Sometimes they're more low key when there's too many people. Right. But I always notice that when they leave and there's only like a couple people in the room.
But Mike, when all those teenagers were there, that portal was going nuts. That was crazy.
It was, yeah. And I know that it did calm down a little bit when we had one of the kids there that was getting a little hyperactive. A lot of
ADHD.
A lot of the stuff it dropped. Like we weren't picking up EVPs. We weren't getting much on the portal.
Right.
And after that child left, we started getting more stuff. So it's very weird, right? Like, you have like that nervous energy, and it's just kind of closed everything down. And then another group came with more positive, uplifting energy, and we started getting more results.
And that's why they talk to me. So I'm always chillaxing.
Yeah,
I'm chillaxing. But one thing I want to let everyone know, those of you that are local or not too far away from us, we are having an event there. It's a Friday. It's October 7th, right around the corner at 7:30. So if you want to come, please come and join us, and you can witness all this stuff yourself. And then you can come back on the chat and say, "Yep,
we came, we saw, we kicked its ass."
Yeah,
come back on the chat and say, "Yep,
yep."
That's it. Just
yep. No, I was stuck with whether I was gonna, but I remember it was like past our mark, so we can say whatever we want now. So yeah, you'll definitely see some shit going on there for sure.
Hell yeah. No, it's a good time. So like if you guys
Old Davie School Museum.
Yeah, so it's the Old Davie School Museum, and that's the event. So if you go to their website, you can check it out, buy tickets.
It's the real deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, one place we haven't investigated, you guys have investigated a lot, is that auditorium that's on the other side of the schoolhouse.
Yeah, I've never been there actually.
Ernesto, you've been in there, right?
Yeah, but I don't think I did. I don't think we did any investigating in there.
Well, I think JP and I were there. And we were getting stuff because that room is active, and there's like this big like theater curtain, and there's like a stage, and that was the first time I was in there. And behind the theater curtain, I thought it was like this big open space. So you know, JP and I are like setting up, and I hear someone walking behind the curtain. So I go to walk behind the curtain, and it's just the wall. It's just a curtain right in front of a wall, but it sounded like someone was walking back in there, like it was an open space, which is really weird.
What's up with that little pioneer home that's in there too? Like an old Florida cracker house.
Yeah, it's just a replica. It's not the real deal. They just put it there for show. But all those type of houses were all along the canal.
River. Yeah.
And there's a bridge there. And actually when I was with I'm not going to say their names, I don't want to give them a shout out.
Another team.
That other team in Miami, but when we first did the Old Davie Schoolhouse, we went out by that bridge where the canal is, and a lot of people have drowned and committed suicide there. I like to focus on that again, just to see what we could get. Pre-DR60, by the way.
Yeah, I love outdoor investigations, but it is super hard sometimes to.
Well, it's right by a major street too.
Yeah.
But no, like if we did a portal or something like that, so
or the Delco.
Oh yeah.
Speaking about the Delco, I just have to do this. I have to give a big shout out to my awesome girlfriend that she's still in the chat here. You know, we just had a little celebration, and she got me the coolest cake, man. And I really want to throw it out there for you guys. Yeah,
it's Mike. It's very, very cool.
That is very, very cool.
You guys go like this.
Very cool.
Yeah. So if you guys have been watching the show and you follow us, you know, we do a Delco experiment, and we've created some goggles for that. And check this out. War Party logo, my logo. Yeah, man. I thought that was super cool, man.
I thought it was so badass.
Very cool. I didn't want to eat it. I didn't want I was like, Mike, you better take a lot of pictures because take a picture, it'll last longer.
Yeah, when I saw the picture of that thing, like my wife Katie and Mike's girlfriend Kat are like our best friends, like for a long time. Katie,
say that one more time.
Yeah, your mic's like breaking up.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
good. Mike's girlfriend and my wife Katie are best friends, and when Katie shows me the picture of this, like I freaking died. I was like,
yeah.
This fucking guy's
like perfect.
Gonna love this shit. Like this is perfection. Like Kat, you killed it. You're in the chat right now. I love you very much, and hell yeah, you fucking rock.
Yeah, no, for sure. Thank you again.
Yep. Lucky man.
Yes, I am. All right. So, what was your last episode, Joe, at the Florida pod? Let's talk about that real quick. I just want to ask you a quick question about that.
So we went to Tampa Bay to talk about the annual Gasparilla Festival.
Nice.
It's held in honor of the pirate Jose Gaspar, also known as Gasparilla. What's fun about it, it started off in 1904 as a one-day event. You know, one day thing, and they were having a May Day festival, and the town were like, you know, how are we gonna, jazz this thing up? So these rich guys who help run the organization decided, you know what, we're gonna host a pirate invasion. So they got a couple of horses and dressed in full pirate regalia and stormed into the May Day festival. And people were like, "What the hell is going on?" And they captured the city. The mayor handed over the key to the city, and that's when the first Gasparilla pirate invasion happened. Ever since 1904, with the exception of like I think 2 times, they've held that every year, and it's grown from a 1-day event to a 2-month-long celebration in honor of Gasparilla. They have film festivals, music festivals, car races, a college football game, and if
And what's
anybody's
crazy?
ever sorry if anybody's ever been to Tampa, like you got the Buccaneers. Their famous thing. They are all about their pirates. Like anywhere you go, there's pirates something.
Can't stand Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's me too. But it's fun that the whole legend started after Gasparilla, who more than likely wasn't even a real pirate. But they've built this huge legend around him in the Tampa Bay, Charlotte Harbor area, like pretty much like that west coast, southwest coast. And it's awesome because what they've done for the city and the money that they bring in every year, all the philanthropic work that they do, it's fantastic.
And
really cool legend.
And if you guys haven't listened to his last podcast, that one, it's very awesome. You guys should check it out. And what's weird to me is that they celebrate a pirate. A pirate is a thief, a murderer most of the time, and pillage, plunder, and to have some kind of festival like this, like even though we all love pirates, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of weird that they're having this celebration to celebrate somebody that came into their town and took over and robbed and stealed and burned and did all these things, but
that's the cool thing about having a legend of somebody that never really existed. And
well, they don't know, right? Because there's no documentation.
There's nothing really. There's no physical documents about it. But those waters were very active, with pirates.
Last Chance Saloon.
Yeah, absolutely. That whole area and up the West Coast. I mean, obviously the East Coast, all over, but the West Coast too. I mean, you have Jean Lafitte. Lafitte was a major pirate in New Orleans area. He would pillage and plunder throughout the Gulf into Texas. He had created that. And that's another part of the legend. I didn't get to, there's just so much with this legend that I couldn't fit everything into the, half an hour plus episode.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the cool thing about a legend is that you could, with something like that doesn't really exist, you can suit it to your own narrative. So that's what the Mystic Crew of Gasparilla, which is the organization who runs it, they kind of have turned the fearsome original pirate legend that is Gasparilla into this nice, dashing, daring, well-spoken, Captain Morgan looking motherfucker.
And you can dress up like a pirate and get shit-faced like one
absolutely.
as well.
Like, it's the third.
You know what it's really like.
The Gasparilla invasion, and the Parade of Pirates, which all goes on in one day.
We got to hit Tampa.
It's become the third largest parade in the United States, and it's the world's largest pirate theme festival.
So, in that area, is there anything that, because I know you know that area real well, that's haunted related to pirates that we can go check out?
As far as pirates,
there's a park out there, I believe.
There are Oak Lawn Cemetery, which is right in downtown Tampa. It's the oldest burying grounds in the city of Tampa. They actually have 2 pirates buried there with headstones showing that they were actually pirates. 2 Cuban pirates to be exact. Because Tampa's a huge Cuban population. Has been since the beginning, because when they were a tiny town,
we got 2 Cuban pirates right here.
That's you goddamn right. So they started bringing in, like, all the Cubans who were coming in started leaving from Key West, because Key West was packed. So they started moving some of the factories from Key West into Tampa, which built up the population. That's why I forgot his first name, but Ybor City is named after this guy named Ybor.
Yeah.
And he started these.
That whole place is haunted.
This cigar,
man. Yeah, I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
A lot of people died from yellow fever.
dude. Is like vibes.
well, that's the thing, yeah, dude. Like you have in Ybor City, like that's the spot because it's one of the older areas in the city, and it's not too far from the bay. But it was a spot where people would come in. It was a huge Cuban population. It was a lot of people that you could blend in. Well, yeah, you would come into them. But people would blend in, especially like a lot of these pirates were Spanish pirates. So they would come in and blend with the city. So you would be having a drink at a bar. You wouldn't even know you're sitting next to this.
So a lot of them would come from Spain,
get cigars there too,
down to Mexico, and rob Mexico, and then take the coast back up.
Well, not even Mexico, South America. I mean, Francis Drake. He in the 1500s, he was a famous English pirate, and he actually burned St. Augustine to the ground when he attacked them. But he was coming from Cartagena, Colombia.
He didn't take the fort though.
No, well, the fort wasn't around then. The fort wasn't around until almost 100 years after that.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, St. Augustine was pretty much burned down twice. Once by
that's probably why they built the fort, right?
That's exactly why they built the fort.
Yep.
And they almost got attacked a third time by another pirate while they were in the process of building this fort. But they actually hit a sandbar and they the ship, took a shit. Essentially, they got screwed. So it's awesome, man. Like, pirate lore through Florida.
I'd love to go to Mel's Fisher Treasure Museum in the Keys.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's two of them. There's one up here too.
Yeah, there's one in Sebastian Inlet.
I want to go back to the Deering Estate.
Yeah.
Magnet fishing. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I got a metal detector and magnet fishing gear. I say we go to Sebastian Inlet and we do a double. We do a little investigation over there over to the Mel Fisher Museum and then see if we could find anything.
Yeah,
I was gonna say we could camp there, but the sand fleas will tear your ass up.
I've been there, done that.
Yeah, me too. I'll never go back there again.
No, it's terrible.
Mikey likes a nice bed and air conditioning. And
I like the glamp.
Listen, I'm not above camping and laying on the floor. I'll bring an air mattress, but in the sand and with the sand fleas, hell no, that is not happening.
Crabs, they got crabs.
I'm not worried about crabs.
So we're getting towards the end of the show, and I want to just make a real quick shout out. War Party Paranormal is going to be at an event this weekend, all the way out west in Virginia City, Nevada. PEX Para Experience 2022, and we're taking over the city. It's an old western town. We're going to be investing, I believe it's 6 different locations, and I already got my schedule, so I'm going to be investigating each one of those. So
you're going to be at the Warrior too, right? In Tallahassee sometime soon?
Yeah, we're going to be October, I believe it's the 17th. I hope I'm right.
That is a badass place. You're going to love it.
Bigfoot Stacy, we're going to be collaborating with him, and we're doing the investigation there. But
you're
those of you
in that place,
say that
you're actually investigating the Warrior.
Yeah, I'm running a paranormal investigation at the Warrior.
Oh hell yeah!
It's a VIP event. Yep.
Nice.
Hell yeah! But yeah, just if you guys are out west and you're close to Virginia City, it's going to be an amazing event. It's just going to be like how our events are, where you're going to be investigating with investigators from all over the U.S. They're going to have their equipment hands-on. You'll be right there witnessing things. They're going to have big names there, Patty Negree. They have people from Paraflix. They have the Haunted Side, the New Reality, and many more. And War Party Paranormal. So just want to throw that out there.
El War Party.
El War Party.
Sí.
You're bringing the party to the gringos.
La fiesta.
There you go.
All right.
You gotta have a Latin version of the War Party. Our Latin team.
So do we want to plug our shit?
Well, I was gonna roll Joe's little trailer for her
plugging.
podcast, man.
Plug
you
it.
guys gotta check this out.
So what's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Florida? I'm sure some of you will imagine soaking up the sun on one of our world-renowned beaches or cooling off in one of our refreshing natural springs. Others will imagine dancing all night in one of Miami's famous nightclubs, or maybe taking in some thrills and chills in one of our many amusement parks. We may be the vacation capital of the United States, but there's a darker side to Florida, one that you may not have heard of. We are home to the elusive skunk ape, and to some of the most well-documented UFO encounters in history. We've been a hunting ground for some of America's most vicious serial killers, and we have more haunted locations than I could even begin to count. The Sunshine State is full of stories like these and more, so come on down south and get ready, because shit's about to get weird. Yeah, come get weird with me, and come. This guy over here, that killer theme music was made by this guy right here. So if you are looking to have any music done for your own content, please reach out to Modern Mimes. I'm very much always promoting the hell out of them, and
I appreciate
that,
guys.
To show, hey, go reach out to them. Like, they make out like that is a completely original track. I mean, it's our state song, but he rocked that shit for me. I was like,
yeah, for sure, guys. And like, I know that we have a lot of fellow investigators here in the chat and stuff that make their own content, do their own stuff, and put out their own stuff as well. So if you're tired of the same old, copyright free music, Ernesto, hook it up. I mean, he just made me a nice little track for a new YouTube video I'm coming out with probably sometime next week. I will be dropping that on my Instagram and social media accounts to let you guys know when that's coming. And he banged that out and made an awesome track for that as well.
Yeah, hit me up, guys. Anybody who wants any music for the videos, I mean, I'll do the first one pro bono, and then if you want more, we'll talk about that. But yeah, hit me up. You could do it at the Modern Mimes website. You could do it on modernmimesmusic@gmail.com, or just hit me up on Instagram, EV Paez Paranormal, or we just look up Modern Mimes on Instagram as well, and hit me up there. And I appreciate you guys giving me the shout out, and I love doing the music for this stuff. I love making creepy music, so. Keep them coming. I'll keep them coming as well.
I want to rock.
Hey, and Joe, real quick, for your podcast, if they want to find it, where can they find that? And you and your personal stuff?
You can go right down there. You see a little ticker below. It's www.flowirtapod.com. That's where you'll find every episode to Greetings from Florida so far, all the links to all the different players. And you can find me also at Joe Hunts Ghost on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. And thank you guys very much for having me. And if you're listening, go check out the podcast. I'd really appreciate it.
You'll learn and see why Florida is really haunted. People don't know it.
Yeah. We're just
Florida man out here,
and we're just getting started, man. I'm 3 episodes in. I'm still trying to figure out what episodes 4 is going to be, but it's going to be fun either way because it's really awesome history. So.
All right, cool.
Have fun.
Very, very cool.
Mike, we're going to do another contest, another drawing next month, right?
Yes, we are. So we're Ghost Vexer's won tonight, so we're going to reach out to him and get him over the code. And then
$50 make you holla.
That's right. And anybody that's here in the chat that's still watching at this point, if you go ahead and put a comment in the actual comments to the War Party YouTube channel, just put Walsh House, and you'll be entered for next month's drawing. Also, I'm just gonna, while I'm talking, if you want to follow or check out any of my content, if you go to my website right here, it's FLAparanormalresearcher.com, and there's links to all my stuff there and news and a blog and all that fun stuff. Coming out with a new YouTube video, like I said, next week. It's going to be like a collaboration of just multiple different clips that we've had on this show and that we've used in some of our content. And I was just sitting on some stuff that never really got debuted. So I'm just mashing it all together and giving you guys just 10 minutes of nonstop EVPs and
It's gonna
paranormal
rock.
events. It's gonna be cool. So yeah, check it out. I'd appreciate it.
I'm gonna do backup vocals for Modern Mimes.
Yes.
Do it. We should just start our own band, but
Yeah.
it's not playing like any actual instruments that we know how to play. Like I'll play like the triangle.
We should do Los Brujas or something like that.
Need more cowbell.
More cowbell. I have a cowbell.
I can rock a cowbell.
I'm gonna play the marimba.
Play the marimba. I got timbales.
Okay.
We'll be a Latin band, but we'll have like creepy shit in the back. It'll be like
I can do Suwannee River on the harmonica.
You can?
Yeah, for real.
What about the clarinet?
See, I should have had Eric do it for the intro, for the opening of the show song.
I know.
It's gonna happen. We're gonna make that happen. It's gonna be.
I didn't tune it.
In the
So
works.
I didn't have enough time, but maybe next time.
Well, you just gotta make sure you have enough.
Right. So
as long as you're not playing the skin flute, we're doing all right.
Right. So
And
yeah.
if you are, we accept you either way.
Glad it wasn't me.
All right. So I guess save the best for last. No, just joking.
Yes.
Right up there, Ghost Hunter of South Florida. That's where you'll find my stuff. I haven't been too active on my YouTube because I'm active on here. But yeah, you can find me on YouTube, Ghost Hunter of South Florida, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and of course, please follow War Party Paranormal. That's our paranormal research team. Please tell all your friends to watch us, subscribe to us, like us. And we're on
Tell
Facebook.
your friends, your neighbors, your mother.
Don't tell your
I don't know. Tell the people in the grocery store and you're buying your melons. Everybody. Just saying. Oh, and also everything's hooked up to there you go. Everything's hooked up to
Tell your plastic
War Party.
surgeon when you're buying your melons.
Yeah, definitely. And then you can go to the War Party Paranormal website that's you see running along in the bottom, warpartyparanormal.com, and everything's linked to that. And future shows. Oh, and we're already like brainstorming on another live investigation on a Monday night. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. You should have the effects with the like Tinkerbell stars.
I like that.
That would have been badass.
I like that sound. That means
All right, that's enough fun for tonight, guys.
All right. You gonna take it home?
Yeah, let's do it. Everybody, thank you.
Thanks,
for playing.
peeps.
Thanks for playing.
Come back again soon.
We'll see you real soon.
Bye.